Everyman Driver Nation, here it is, the all-new 2018 Hyundai Elantra. This is the GT Sport, which is an upgraded package on our vehicle here. All new. This was introduced at the 2017 Chicago Auto Show, and we finally got our hands on it. Been driving it all week, and now I'm going to give you a driving POV of the experience. So this ought to be kind of fun here. I've did some testing to see if I can do this correctly with the GoPro in my head, and I think it'll be fun. This car's got a lot of European styling to it. I'm going to have more information on everymandriver.com because I'm sure I'll forget some things. So please use that as a reference. Push button start. Now if you look down here behind this, I've got my phone plugged in because this features Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and I've got my phone hooked up listening to a podcast. As I get going, we'll talk about some of the driving experience that I have in it and some other stats that I can rattle off to you. Now there are two engines available on this GT, both with a 4-cylinder. There's a 2-liter that gets 163 horsepower, and that's mated to either a 6-speed automatic transmission or a 6-speed manual. Now this one we're driving here has a 1.6-liter turbo GDI 4-cylinder. Two transmission options. One is a 6-speed manual. The other is what we have here, a sporty 7-speed dual clutch automatic transmission. And I've got some paddle shifters here, which I will try to experiment with as we get going. If you look down here, I've got heated seats, ventilated seats. There's a sport driving mode in addition to a normal driving mode. We're in normal right now. Fuel economy in this is 26 city, 32 highway. I've got one more road trip tomorrow, which will take me, I think, 150 miles, and then I return the car. So my fuel economy, I really can't give you a good estimate now because I haven't done a full experience with both city and driving. I'm going to put it in drive mode here. As I take a right, it's going to accelerate. So put it in drive mode. And let's go ahead and use paddle shifters. Go. Little front wheel spin there. I don't think I have enough room there to really experiment with the paddle shifters. Kind of tough though when I turn the wheel, the paddle shifters have to turn with it. Let's go ahead and go left and go up this hill. Yeah, I don't like the paddle shifters on the steering wheel because then I have to wait for it to shift over. 5,000 RPM, paddle shifters. Oh, that was nice. Wow, this has got some good little power to her. A little over 200 horsepower. I felt all of it right there. Of course, I'm also in the sport mode. Drop down to 3rd, go up to 4th. Let's take it out of sport mode and let's pop it back into drive. Okay, so what's new with this too is also kind of nice. It's got an 8-inch touchscreen, which is one of the highlights this year, which has the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I like the buttons here on both sides. Let's go back to the normal screen. So I do that right. Okay, so there's my Apple CarPlay display, all on my phone. So as far as some of the highlights, this vehicle is a little bit longer, wider, and has a more aggressive stance, European styling, and nearly 25 cubic feet of cargo volume in the back. And I'll show you some of that after I pull over. Also, more than 50% of this has been made with high strength steel. So it's a little stiffer, stronger, and lighter. So hopefully that kind of makes a difference when you're driving the car and do your little test drives. If you notice also here, it has some red accents around it. There's also some red stitching throughout the car, and that helps with, or that's part of a sports package. You can see some of it here. Oh, I think you can hear that. I've got a lane departure warning that is activated in the instrument cluster. It lights up green, gives me an audible alert when I'm veering outside the line, so one of the safety features there. Steering wheel mounted controls, Bluetooth technology over here so I can answer a phone if someone calls. can also press it up here in the color display. Adaptive cruise control, and then options to cycle through what's in the instrument cluster there. So I'm going to accelerate up on the highway, come up here to the left, and I think I'll put it into manual mode. So I can use this paddle shift. Here we go. Third, shifting at 5,000 RPM to fourth, and fifth, sixth, seventh. Wow, that's pretty good. You know, being a lightweight car, you can get up to speed, especially with that turbo. Fairly quiet. I do hear some road noise throughout the car. Just cruising along at 60 right now, which is the speed limit. So over here on the left-hand side is the blind spot monitoring, lane, kind of like a lane departure alert. I'll put it back on. Blind spot, so if someone goes into my side mirror there, I'll be able to see a light go off in the side mirror if someone comes in my blind spot. Hasn't happened, so I'm not sure if there's an audible alert. Drop down to sixth. Car feels like it's hugs the road nicely. They've done countless of hours of testing on the track in Germany, according to Hyundai, to validate its sportiness. I think it moves pretty well. I actually like the look of it too. Go back into normal drive. My fingers are crossed. This is going to turn out to be a good video with the head cam and GoPro. Some nice bolstering here in the seats as well. I can feel it around my hips on the driver's side, and also with my back. Cradles me nicely. One of the downsides a little bit is the back seat legroom and headroom. I did a, quote, just arrived video after I got the car and showed you what that was like. I've got my seat in a good position, but I have like that much room between my knees and the back of the seat. But the cargo room, I mean, I'm sure that the overall capacity inside the car is really high compared to its competition. I'm gonna go over here and get out and show you a little bit of the exterior and the trunk space. Wow, nice little kick to it. So one thing, it's not a power liftgate. You see here, this is just under 25 cubic feet of volume. There is a 60-40 split there, which folds down and increases it. I think it's 55 is the number, but I'll have the exact numbers on the website. So if you go over here, here's what we're looking at for the back seat. Now I'm gonna get in here. This is my driving position up front. Actually, I thought I had a little bit more room, but not a lot like I thought I did. But you can see some of the red accents here. The red stitching on the inside, nice leather interior. Here's a different point of view of the cabin. Oh, this is kind of cool. You may or may not be able to see it, but in the instrument cluster, it's flashing, letting me know the hatchback is open. Yep, hatchback's open. They got these standard vertical LED running lights here in the front. Kind of a cool little grill. When I first saw it, I thought it was an Audi grill. I also thought that was a Honda logo in front, but it's not. Nice and low profile here. So this is called European styling. People seem to like this car. I like the way it drives. It's kind of a nice different look than I'm used to. I think it works. It also has this huge panoramic, whenever I say that I feel stupid, huge and panoramic sunroof, moonroof, but check it out. Creates a lot more illusion of space when you're in the back seat for some of the smaller passengers because, hey, I'm 5'11", and I was back there and it was kind of tight. Anyways, I hope you got some perspective of driving it. It gets up to speed really well on the highway. Got a cool look to it. These are 18-inch alloy wheels. Fuel economy has been good so far, but I still have one more drive to do, and once I do that, I'll have a better number, and I'll put that on everymandriver.com in this overall details of the car. All right? Thanks for watching this 2018 Hyundai Elantra GT Sport 7-speed dual clutch automatic transmission POV.